my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be telling you my plans for the future, so for school, sixth form, after sixth form, etc, etc. So basically just to tell you what I'm hoping to do in the future and what my life plans hopefully are going to be. Idea off of Floral Louisa. She's got a really great channel, so I'll leave her video in the description down below, so go check out her video as well. So I basically went onto my Instagram and asked you guys to ask me some questions that you would like me to answer about my future plans, and I got quite a few, so thank you so much if you did ask a question in today's video. Just before we get started into this video, I would like to say thank you so much for 300 subscribers and the fact that we're almost on 400, which blows my mind because I hit 300 just over a week ago and I'm almost on 400. So thank you so much to everyone who's subscribed. If you're not already subscribed and you are new to my channel, hello, welcome, and please subscribe down below because it would mean the world to me if I could get to 400 subscribers. Honestly, I don't know what I will do with myself. So thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. Let's get into the video. Alright, so the first question is, do you have a career path in mind? Okay, this is probably going to be a fairly long answer because I do in some ways, but I don't have one in mind. So I've got quite a lot of career paths in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, I would like that. But at the same time, I have no idea what I'm gonna sort of actually end up going for and actually gonna try and become, because I've just got so many ideas and I love the sound of all of them and I kind of just don't really know what's gonna happen. And I'm one of those people who kind of likes to go with the flow and see where everything leads to, and I believe everything happens for a reason. So I'm one of those people who kind of, I'm just like, I'm gonna take each step as it comes and then see where I end up. And then just try my hardest and then just see what happens basically. And I think as long as you try your hardest, that's the main thing, and so that's what I'm going to do. But I will give you a list of kind of a few of the career options I have in mind, and there are quite a lot, but I probably will forget some as well, so I'm just going to say as many as I can remember off the top of my head. First of all, YouTuber, of course. That is my, to be honest, I think that's my biggest dream job. Being a YouTuber or being on the West End / Broadway, basically just being in a musical. Those two things are 100% the top of my list. They're my absolute dreams, and if one of those came true, my life would be made, you know, that would be incredible. YouTube is something that I do for a hobby right now. I'm not getting paid for it, but I would love to do it as my career. So if one day I did end up getting paid enough on YouTube to have it as my career, I would probably pass out, first of all, and second of all, I would be so happy. I would not even know what it would be everything to me. It would be my dream come true. So yeah, that's my first option. Second of all, like I said, being in a musical, basically being an actress, I would love it. I've always done acting since, as long as I can remember, pretty much since I could talk, walk. I've done singing and acting and dancing. It's just built into me and I love it to pieces, and I think that is another dream job that I would love to do, but whether I'm gonna end up doing it or not, who knows. So the third thing is being an air hostess. Honestly, I'd love that. I love to travel so much, and I feel like being an air hostess just seems like such an amazing job. I think I'd love it. I love working with people. I'm hoping to have a career that it works with a lot of people, like often. Obviously YouTube probably wouldn't have that as much, but anyways, go back to air hostess thing. Yeah, love to work with people, love to travel, and I just feel like it'd be a great job for me. I've done quite a lot of research into the air hostess thing, and it seems really amazing, so that's a possible option for me. Then I would also love to do something in the care sector, but not something like, not like nursing or being a doctor or anything like that, because I cannot stand blood. Most times I have an injection, I almost pass out. I can't stand needles, can't stand blood, you know, things like that. It's just not for me basically, and I don't really enjoy that kind of thing. But doing something like being a care worker, you know, working with elderly, working with children, something along those lines is something I'd also love. Next is to be a secondary school teacher. This is like really high up on my list, to be honest, because I think it'd be a really great stable job for me. I loved working with children, but I went to a primary school for my work experience and I just didn't feel like it was right for me. So I think I'd definitely rather go into secondary school sector, and to be honest, if I was going to be a secondary school teacher, I'd really like to work at the secondary school I go to now. I'd really like to work at my school. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, that's definitely high up on my list and probably something I'm going to try and aim for. But like I said, we'll see. And then I'm pretty sure there are a few more options, but honestly, off the top of my head, those ones are the ones that I can remember. So we're going to be on to the next question because I can't actually remember anymore. Okay, the next one is, how old are you? So I'm actually 16 years old. My birthday is in March and I'll be 17 in March. And I am going to go into sixth form this year, so year 12, which I'm pretty sure translates to 11th grade in America. Would you ever study abroad? Yes, possibly. I would never ever rule that out. I love traveling. I'd love to go abroad, and I think I actually would love studying abroad. However, my knowledge of languages isn't the best. I really struggled with learning languages in school. I did get a B in my German GCSE, but it is really one of my weak points is learning languages. So I feel like I'd really struggle studying abroad, because obviously I might have to try and like speak a different language. I guess not so much if I went to like America, Australia, Canada, places like that, and where they speak mainly English, then it wouldn't be much of a problem. But I definitely wouldn't rule it out. Possibly I might end up studying abroad, who knows. The next one is, what A levels are you doing? So I'm going to be doing drama, sociology, RS and core maths. So originally I chose to do photography instead of sociology. However, it did not fit into my timetable because subjects are put in blocks basically. I don't actually understand this that well because obviously I haven't actually started sixth form yet, but this is what I've been told. And drama and photography were in the same block, so that means the lessons would be at the same time. So I couldn't do photography and drama, and obviously I didn't want to drop drama because drama's like everything to me. So I actually decided to drop photography because it wouldn't fit in my timetable and instead pick sociology. And honestly, it took me 3 months I think to decide which A level I was going to do instead of photography, because I was so set on doing it and I hadn't come up with like a backup option, and I didn't expect to not be able to do it, so I didn't really have another option, and now I had to decide which one to do. But I finally decided I'm doing sociology, and in fact I'm currently on my sociology bridging work, which I'm partway through, so random fact for you there. And then linking on from that question is, why did I choose my A-level choices? And drama, wow, it was my favourite subject at GCSE. I just got a star in it, which I'm so happy with, and I loved it. Drama was my favourite subject. I've always loved doing drama. I've been to extracurricular drama clubs. My whole life I just spent doing drama all the time, like all the time. Every time I went to a friend's house as a child, and come on, some of my old friends back me up in the comments there, we used to put on a play every single person's house I went to, or if they came to my house. Scarlett, you'll remember this. We used to put on a play every single time, and it would usually be something like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, or it'd be Cinderella, or like, do you know what I mean? It'd be like a Disney play or something, and we would recreate it. Alice in Wonderland we did. Literally we'd recreate the whole play and like film and show it to our families, and it was great. It was so fun, and that shows how dedicated I was to my acting, honestly. Then sociology, obviously I just kind of needed to pick a different one because I couldn't do photography. I just needed to pick something, and I was really debating between sociology and psychology, because if I went into the care sector in careers, I was like, well, I think one of those would be really useful, and I just went for sociology in the end because I thought it was most suited to me. I did a bit of research and I thought I'll go for that one. RS I have loved. That was probably my second favourite subject, was RS, and I loved my RS lessons. I was just in my element, and so I definitely wanted to do RS for A-level. It was kind of like a no-brainer for me. I was kind of like, that's definitely what I want to do. And then finally core maths I picked because I've always enjoyed maths. It's not my favourite subject, but I definitely always enjoyed it, and I thought it could be really useful. Basically, core maths is an AS level, so it counts as kind of like half an A level, and that's why I'm doing 4, because it's kind of like 3.5 really. But yeah, I just thought core maths could be really useful because it gives me that more UCAS points, and it gives me that kind of like extra half an A level, and also I liked maths, so I thought, why not give it a go? Also, the sort of things you do in core maths I know were like the elements of maths that I really enjoyed, so I thought, oh, that sounds really perfect. Next question is, are you going down the route of singing, performing, etc., or are you going to do something academic? Again, I've got no idea. Obviously, well, for A-levels, I'm kind of doing a mixture of both. So I'm doing my drama, but I'm also doing academic subjects at the same time. I still have singing lessons after school every week. So I'm still doing my singing. I'm still going to be doing my acting at school. And so I'm not stopping it altogether. However, I'm like not solely going to like a stage school or solely focusing on doing music and drama and stuff for the future. But obviously I would love to do it as my career and to focus on that, but I'm just not sure whether right now I want to fully dedicate myself to think like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do, so I'm gonna go all in for music and drama, because I don't know if that's definitely what I want to do as a career yet. So I'd rather do a little bit of it and then I could still go into it, because obviously I've done drama for A-level, I can still do it at university or whatever. I'm not sure yet, but no, I'm not fully going down the singing and acting route, but I'm not stopping it in any way, definitely not. Alright, so I've had quite a few questions about uni, like what uni I'd like to go to, what's my first choice, what will I do or where will I go if I don't get into that choice. And trust me, I've got absolutely no clue what university I am going to go to in the future. No idea whatsoever. I haven't particularly looked into that many universities yet. I feel I've got 2 years left. Like, the reason I haven't properly looked into them yet as well is pretty much because I don't have a clue what I want to do. As I've obviously just said, I don't have a clue what subjects or what things I'd like to study at university, so I don't know what universities to look at and I don't know what courses to look at, and that I've actually kind of struggled a bit with that at school. So saying like PSHE or something will be like looking into universities, things you're going to do in the future, like preparing for the future, and I've really struggled with some stuff like that because I have no idea, and a lot of other people seem to have an idea of what they want to do, and I know not everybody, but quite a lot of people seem to like be kind of set on what they want to do when they're older, and I'm just like, I've got no idea. And as I've already told you guys, and you probably have already gathered by this point in the video, that I've got such a broad range of career options that I'm interested in that I've got no clue what to look at first. I'm like, do I look at doing this or do I look at doing that course? And I change my mind so often that I just haven't decided on a uni, because I'm gonna see how it goes and what I decide that I want to do. And that kind of links into the question that I also had about what course are you gonna do like at uni, and again, I've got no idea. I've looked into courses that do drama, I've looked into courses that do musical theatre, I've looked into media courses, I've looked into like literally everything, and I just don't know. It really depends what career I'm hoping to go into in a couple of years. Obviously, by the end of next year, I really kind of need to be thinking deeply about what I want to go into. But honestly, there's no, in my opinion, I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush making a decision and then have to like kind of try and go into that for like the rest of my life and not want to. So I don't want to rush it. I'm just going to see how it goes and we'll see where I end up. I just want to say I'm sorry that I'm probably not being that precise or informative with answering these questions. I'm trying my best. I'm just telling you guys the honest truth, and I don't really know the answers to some of these questions because I just don't know what I want to do yet. I think it's okay to not know what you want to do. There's a lot of people who probably don't. If you're in the same situation as me, like a similar age to me, and you're thinking, gosh, I've got no clue what I'm going to do when I'm older, then that is okay. You've still got a couple of years to make that decision, and you don't even have to make it then. You could go into doing a career and change your mind halfway through like your life. You could literally be like, that's it, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to do a different career. And you can take like small courses, you can take you can go back to uni even. You can go back to uni at pretty much whatever age. You can do what you want with your life, and also don't feel pressure to go into a certain career because other people are doing it or your parents want you to do it. You need to do what you want to do and what you think you're going to enjoy. So just wanted to add that little tip in there. Okay, how are you preparing for sixth form? I am doing a bridging work that we've been set by school. We've been set quite a lot of work. I'm going to be honest with you, it's been a lot of work. We've had bridging work that's basically preparation work for going back in September that gets us ready and gives us a taster of the courses. But honestly, there's been so much work. Kind of struggling to keep up with it, but I'm getting it done. I will have finished it hopefully within the next few weeks. Hopefully by the end of next week, and the end of next week will literally be a week before I go back to school, which is slightly worrying. But honestly, I've been doing this bridging work for months and months and months, and I'm still going with it. I've just got to persevere, get it finished, and then I'll be done. But yeah, we've been set bridging work by our school. If you haven't been set any bridging work or any like work ready to do for September, maybe just have a little bit of research into what you are going to be doing, what topics there are in your courses you're going to be doing, or even if you're going into like year 11 or year 10 or year 9, whatever, even if you're going into like the main school new year, then you could just email your teachers and be like, oh, what sort of topics are we going to be learning next year, because I'm sure they'll be like really impressed that you've actually inquired about that. And then you can like have a little research about those topics and have a little read up before you go back, and then you'll be like top of the class when you go back. Okay, so someone asked what's my dream job, and I've kind of already answered that. It's kind of like YouTube, acting, teaching, something like that, but my top two are YouTube or musical theatre. Okay, so I had a question that's similar, but what's your career goal and how do you intend to reach that goal? Now this is a really, really good question, because this isn't just like, what is it? But also, how are you gonna get to that point? And I think, so for example, say my YouTube has like blown up, I've sort of started earning a fair amount of money from it, and I'm thinking if this kind of carries on, then hopefully within so many years I'm going to be earning enough to live off and have it as my career. How I intend to get to that goal now is by honestly just carry on loving it. I don't want to ever get to the point where I'm doing YouTube for the sake of it. I want to always love doing my YouTube and do it because it's my passion, which it 100% is. And wow, YouTube has honestly changed my life now, even when I'm not earning money, and it's changed my life in so many ways, and I am so grateful for it because I love it. And anyways, I'm gonna stop going on about my YouTube now because it's not really relevant to this question. It is in some ways, but not completely, so I'm gonna go off that ramble now. But yeah, I think intend to reach goals. I just say stay positive. Goals in general, like, just don't give up. Don't give up at your goals. Don't lose heart. If it's not working out, keep going, keep trying. And then if you decide that's not what you want to do anymore, that's fine, because you change your mind with a lot of things, and that's okay. The amount of times I have changed the idea of my career goals since year 7 is insane. I wanted to be a farmer. I was going to go into agriculture at college and stuff, and now that is like the opposite of what I'd like to do. Then I've wanted to do teaching, which I kind of still want to do. Obviously acting, I was going, like in year 8, I was adamant I was going to go to stage 4 for sixth form. I was like 100%, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to stage 4 for sixth form. I'd found the exact stage school I wanted to go to, and I was like, that's it, that's what I'm going to do as my future. Acting, nothing else. And like, look at me now, like I've got all these options that I'm not decided. Like, I've changed my mind so many times between then and now. So don't worry about making a decision yet, but don't worry also about changing your mind. It happens. And anyways, I feel like I've gone off topic again, but we're going to move on to the last question, which is, will you take a gap year, go to uni, or straight to work? And this one is kind of the one I'm most looking forward to answering and explaining. So my plan currently, again, I might change my mind, who knows, but my current plan is to go on a gap year. Now, I've only told a couple people about this idea. I came up with the plan of kind of doing this only a couple of weeks ago. Honestly, that's when I came up with it. But I'm about 70% sure that this is what I would like to do after sixth form. And the reason behind this is, I obviously, you know this 100% if you're still watching this video by now, that I don't know what I want to do for certain as my career. Therefore, I feel as though by doing a gap year, I'm giving myself an extra year to make a decision about whether I would like to go to university. And I'm also hoping to go travelling because I love travelling with so much passion. It's one of my favourite things to do. Travelling is just amazing, and so I'd love to go travelling, and I'm hoping that when I go travelling and I try out all new experiences, which is what I'm hoping to get out of travelling and things, is to gain new experiences, experience different ways of life, visit completely contrasting places to just see what it's like in this world, you know, really go out there and explore. And so I'm hoping by the end of the gap year I will have a bit of a better idea of what I'd like to do, and maybe I will have come across something in this gap year that I'm like, yes, that is what I want to do. I know this is what I want to do now, because maybe I'll find something that I'm like, this is incredible and this is what I'd like to do for the rest of my life. And I'm hoping that something like that might happen on this gap year. And yeah, like I said, like to go traveling. That's what I'd like to get out of it. I'd like to get out of it hopefully a better idea of what I'd like to do in the future and after the gap year. And also I'm going to earn some money and get, work throughout some of the gap year to save up for going travelling. I actually have a job currently, which is something else. No one actually asked about this in the questions, but I thought I'd just address this. So I actually have a job now, and I basically work for my stepdad. He has his own business with his family, and I am basically doing little bits and bobs around the office. So I've been like shredding, I've been washing vans. I now know how to wash vans. I've swept out the back of lorries, I've done cleaning the windows on the office, I've cleaned the desks. Like, it's kind of just like a bit of everything, you know. I've also been learning how to do some things on the computer, so it's just little bits and bobs, but honestly I actually really enjoy doing it, and I'm so glad I now have a job. It feels so nice to be like earning my money myself, and with the money I'm earning I'm hoping to save some of it up for the gap year that I'm hoping to do in a year or so. Another thing I'd quickly like to say about careers and future plans and stuff is I honestly think that gap years should be spoken about so much more, because I know that a lot of people do go on gap years, but I don't know that many people who do. And I don't know if it's like because I go to a grammar school that they try and encourage more like academic routes after school. Of course my school's like really like welcoming to all paths after sixth form, you know, they're very like understanding and they're really helpful in recommending different options, but I feel like we have barely ever been spoken to about gap years, and I think we really should, because yeah, we've had it like mentioned to us now and again, but it's never been one of those things that's like a big option. It's never been like, so your options are you can go to university, you can have a gap year, you can go straight into work, you can do like apprenticeships, whatever. I feel like we've had the other options, but we've barely been spoken to about gap years, and I honestly basically came across it myself rather than through school, which I found really interesting. When I thought about it afterwards, I was like, wait, we've barely actually been spoken to about gap years. And I feel like in general, in all schools, like they're just not spoken about enough. And I think they definitely should be, because they're such a good route for some people, including myself maybe, who doesn't know what they want to do yet. It could be really helpful for me, and I might find something that I would like to do. But yeah, I just feel like it's encouraged to like go to university and everything, but I just don't think that's what I would want to do straight away, because I don't want to rush into doing a course at university that I don't even know if that's what I want to do in my future, and then it's a lot of money, you know, it's a lot of money to go to university, and I don't want to like rush into it. So yeah, I feel like gap year should be spoken about more. But anyways, thanks so much for watching this video. I know it's probably a little bit long, a bit longer than I expected it to be, but it's because I do ramble a little bit. But I hope I've answered a few questions for you all, and now you know a little bit more about what my plans are for the future. Do please comment any of your plans down below for the future, or any recommendations you have for me, any like careers you think I'd be really interested in, which that would be really cool if you could comment that down below. Also, what your opinions on like whether you think it would be good for me to do a gap year, if you know people who've done gap years, etc, etc. So just anyways, leave a comment down below, let me know your thoughts on this video as well, and please like it if you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and help me reach my goal of 500 subscribers. I don't know, at least 500 subscribers. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you again soon. Bye.